guys, how y'all doing? I got bored and I figured, what the hell, I'll go ahead and stream tonight. We're still streaming. I'm going to stream until I can't stream on this damn thing. So, like I said, we're going to make hay while the sun shines, and I'll do as much DragonLance material for you as I can. Oh boy. With all the shit that's going on right now, with the political shit, and I can guarantee you I am not a political person, so you don't have to put up with that shit from this channel. But I will certainly say that most of us have lost the agency to allow people to be themselves, and it's come back to bite us in the butt, really. I was talking to somebody the other day. They were kind of dismayed because they had tweeted on somebody's profile something they'd gotten blocked by a favorite celebrity or something. And I just had, my answer to that was, man, you don't have to be in lockstep with somebody's political ideology to enjoy something as simple as a book or a TV show or a movie, okay? So what if the guy on the fucking crew got in a domestic dispute with his old lady? What business was that of yours? That didn't have anything to do with the freaking movie, okay? It's not to excuse the fucking behavior, but it's like before the internet, we didn't know everything about everybody. Now, you've got a cell phone. So, it's 24 hours. You know, everybody's going to fucking snitch on everybody else, and we basically have our perceptions based on one little fact on a person, and that just covers our whole outlook on them. Fuck that, okay? I don't really give a shit who you vote for, and it's really none of my business, okay? I'll give you the personal agency to be yourself, but you let me be myself too, okay? This stream and everything I do here, this is about Dragonlance. I don't give a flying shit about anything else going on in the world. That's my point to you, all right? There's a lot of polarization right now, and rather than sit here and preach and tell you what to do or who to vote for or anything like that, I'm just going to say, no, fuck it. I'm not into that shit, okay? That stuff is a curb an inch high, and it has nothing to do with this, okay? Alright, guys, but that's my point. Give everybody the agency to be themselves, okay? Just because somebody's an asshole. You know, there's several people that probably wouldn't see eye to eye with me, okay? I can think of a couple of people right off the top of my head that I wouldn't gel with ideologically, okay? And they just going to have to get over that. We don't take windy walks. I don't know a lot of these people, okay? But there's no reason why I can't enjoy a piece of literature or a book or something simple like that without having to inject my bullshit into it. As long as we can share the love of a common thing, I don't think there's any problem here, okay? And if you can't get over that, then you're on the wrong channel, okay? Bye. All right, we don't need you here. Simple as that. I can get along with just about everybody. I can sit next to some people who are complete and insufferable assholes as long as they give the agency to be myself and stay out of my personal space. Okay? They're free to go be an asshole or whatever. I tend to stay out of places where I'm not wanted. Okay? I'm not going to sit and follow somebody around that obviously doesn't want me to be there. But at the same note, I'm not going to let somebody run me off in my own personal space, which is right here. I don't often do the Hollywood Squares bullshit, okay? Most of my experience on YouTube has been somewhat disastrous due to the fact that there's just assholes and people have no common courtesy or respect. They want to get heat, they want quick, they want attention, and that's it. Just for a clickbait review. They don't care about nothing else. Okay, guys, enough. I've done ran my mouth, and it's 4 minutes in, and we ain't got nothing done. Okay, what I was going to pull up tonight, guys, we're going to sit here and hang out, and I'll talk about whatever comes to my mind here. Okay, but let's see here. Let me pull this up for you. Okay, what we're looking at here, guys, this is New Beginnings. Okay, I wish that they had had this back when I first started reading Dragonlance. The biggest problem with getting introduced to the AD&D game was that most of the stuff that was essential that you really needed to play Dragonlance was already out of print. You were just on the cusp of the internet, so this stuff was just becoming available. But a good majority of this stuff, like this right here, this was already out of print, so you couldn't get a hold of it. Now, New Beginnings actually takes you through and sets you up step by step these little scenarios to play the AD&D 2nd Edition game. Now, I wish I would like to do something with DragonLance and do it in OGL style, do it like this, but do it with familiar characters. So in other words, you set up a scenario where, okay, say for example, okay, you've got your characters here. Raceland, Sturm, and Caraman, they go into a bar, and Caraman has to decide to persuade Tika if she wants to sit down and play cards with them. Okay, they're going to try to, I don't know, talk some goofball out of his money or something. Who knows? But anyways, you would roll a charisma check. Okay, Caraman rolls a 4. His charisma is what? It's 15, so yeah, he makes it. Just an ability check. Talks Tika and sit down and play with them. And now, once they sit down to play, you take... how much do they know about the game? Okay. You can roll a D20 again, roll an intelligence check. Okay. Sturm rolls a 5. Okay, so he makes it. Raceland rolls an 11. He's okay. He's well familiar with the game. Oh, Caraman rolls a 20. He manages to get a good roll on the first try, okay? Because he rolled an intelligence check. And then a 12. And what's her intelligence? She rolled a 9. So, no, she failed her intelligence check. So, she's not really familiar with this game. So, she sits down to play. So, she's going to have a little bit of a penalty against her. But little simple stuff like that, guys. We're going to go through this here in just a minute. Okay? I'm sitting here thinking on the cuff a little odds and ends when I was sitting here thinking the other night when I was rolling through with this. I probably didn't make any sense right there. Okay, to re-explain, they sit down at a table. Okay, they're in a bar. Okay, they sit down at a table. They're going to play somebody for a game of chance. Okay, whoever it is. Caraman has to talk Tika into playing with him. He rolls a charisma check. Okay, his was 15. He got a 1 right there. Usually a 1, that's a fail. Depending on what it is. Usually a 17 means something good. If you roll an ability check, you don't use the 1 or if you roll the 1 or a 20 disaster thing, that's only on hit rolls. But if you roll a 1, usually you fail the check. If you roll at the number, it's good. He got a 1, so he didn't talk her into it this time. Okay, so, but let's say that he had already talked Tika into playing and sitting down and playing, and he got past the charisma check. Now, they're sitting down to play, and they're not too familiar with the game. The the dealer, whatever, is describing it to them, and each person has to roll an intelligence check. So you've got Sturm, you've got Caraman, you've got Raceland, and you've got Tika. She's not participating, so because he couldn't talk her into it, she thought it was stupid if he failed his check. So, anyways, we've got these 3. We're going to roll intelligence checks. Racing rolls a 19, or who are we going to have first? Racing rolls a 19, and no, it's Sturm. I don't know. Who do we want to go here first? We want to go with Caraman first? Okay, we'll go with Caraman. Rolls 12. Yeah, he got it. Okay, made his intelligence check. Okay. Raceland rolled a 15. He made his intelligence check because his intelligence is 17. And then Sturm made his intelligence check because his intelligence is 14. He rolled a 10. Okay, so they made their intelligence checks. The way the DM interprets that is, okay, so they understand the game a little bit, and so when they go to play, they won't have a -4 penalty to their die rolls. Now, the actual game, you can either make it up in your head, or you can do a heads you win, tails you lose type of thing, to where you can just hit a median number. You can play blackjack. You don't have to go through the actual game of chance or the dice game. You can just use a simple thing of use this one for your opponent, use this one for you, and whoever gets the higher number wins, okay? And you just play it out like that, and whoever wins it that way. And you can add modifiers as you need to, like say if she doesn't understand the game or whatever and she's playing, maybe she gets beginner's luck or something, or maybe there's a +2 modifier. I don't know. You can add modifiers to that, but that's just a shorthand little scenario in D&D. All right, let's look at some more stuff here. All right, guys, this ain't it. I realize it sounds like I'm not making a lot of sense, but in between having a little bit of sleeps and the fact that I'm coming with stuff up out of my ass to talk about here, I know I shouldn't do that, but I'm doing it anyway. Okay. But see, this right here, it's got Introduction, Chapter 1, Creating Characters, Chapter 2, Tips for Getting Players, Chapter 3, Tips on Role-Playing, Chapter 4, What Would You Do, Chapter 5, A First Adventure, and the Character Sheet. Hold on just a second here, guys. Make sure that I'm actually rolling here. I hope so. There it is. Okay. Hold on just a second here, guys. All right, let me shut this. Alright. Take a little bit of a hydrate here. I'm all either and yawn. Just bear with me a minute, guys. This is Joe's stream. Let's see if we're even rolling. Okay. Yep. You can read that, I'm sure. Alright. Let me make sure we're rolling here, guys. Come on. There we go. Hey. Sweet. I already got one viewer. Okay, good deal. Okay, guys. We're doing good. We're doing good. We're doing good. Let me turn back here to the bottle map. Here. Alright. Let me get situated here, guys. Just bear with me just a second. Okay. There we go. We got the map. Alright. We're good. We're good. We're good. Okay. There we are, guys. Make sure I'm... Okay. Audio's good. Audio's good. Okay. Alright, guys. When I first started playing DragonLance, they didn't have anything like this. Okay? I was hard-pressed to find anything. And when I first picked it up, all I had... I think when I first bought my first set, I bought the Player's Handbook and the Tales of the Lance box set, okay? That was all I bought, okay? Not knowing the fact that I had to get a Dungeon Master's Guide. I didn't get the Dungeon Master's Guide until about a year later because I bought it and the Monstrous Compendium. So, I think I bought the Dungeon Master's Guide the following January or December. It took me almost a year just about to get the Dungeon Master's Guide, but I got it. And then, because I bought it in 95, it was a reissue. This one here is the 1989 one. It's got the original TSR logo. I love that right there. In 95, they put, you can tell it's a 95 edition because they did a re-release in 97 or 98 that was just a little bit slightly different. Okay. Oh, by the way, let me pull this out. This is probably the most valuable piece that you need. This is the original Dungeon Master screen from the Tales of the Lance box set. This is very handy to have, okay, because it has all the basic procedure for AD&D in it, okay. But like I said, guys, this right here, if you can see it, that was the one that came out in 95. Okay, they changed the logo right there, but it's pretty much just like the one that was in 89. The print's the same and all. Now, it does have some different ads in it. It's still, they're advertising for Planescape and Ravenloft, too. Okay. All right. Let's get over here to the, yep. All right. If I start not to make sense, I will enunciate and correct myself, okay? Just bear with me. Alright? This is a hangout stream. It's not necessarily a numbered audio stream. I've got tons of audio stuff I could run, but in due time we're going to do a DragonLance stream tonight. It's a hangout stream. We're going to do all kinds of stuff tonight, y'all. Not just the normal fare. We're going to actually, we'll play a little bit. Fuck it. We'll play. I'll play. You know, we can do some classroom. Well, welcome to the DragonLance classroom. That's what we're going to call it. Now, one of the things about this that gets me, all right, like I said before, when I was starting out, they did not really have anything like this. This was long out of print. Matter of fact, this wasn't even in print. I don't remember seeing it anywhere. I'm not sure what. Let me see here. It came out in 91. Yeah, it was in 91. So 9 times out of 10, this wasn't even in stores when I started, because I started in 94. Most of the stuff was limited print run, and occasionally, and people have this disconnect, okay? Everybody says, oh, I could get this. No, you couldn't, okay? Before the internet and before Amazon, we're seeing stuff through a nostalgia filter. We did not have ready access to this stuff. Most of the time, when you went and bought something, you went to a store or a hobby shop or out to the mall. Most of the time, if you live where I was at, this is where the mall was where you bought shit like this, okay? And when you went out to the mall, you went and you looked, okay? And you didn't necessarily go with the purpose in mind of getting a specific thing. You went and you looked. Okay? You didn't know what the hell you were liable to find out there. So whatever the hell, most of the time when you went to the mall, you come back with whatever the hell. What you come back with wasn't necessarily what you set out to get. But you went and you looked. It's just the way it was. Sometimes you could get somebody to specially order something for you if you knew who to talk to. But people have this luxury now with the internet of going and getting anything that they want, you know, for just a snap of the finger. And back then, you couldn't do that. So was that old grandpa talking about the way it was. Old Grandma Joe talking about the way it was. That's the way it was, kiddies. That's the way it was. Alrighty. No, I don't believe my chat is open. Like I said, guys, you'll just have to leave me a message on either the YouTube that ends up on. You can try putting something in the chat if you want to. Like I said, I don't know. I can't see it. It don't pop up. But as long as we're rolling. Okay. Now then. Let's see here. See, that just, what I would like to see is something more akin DragonLance specific. Okay? In other words, you find something familiar and you set it up. I've probably got a better idea of this on my Twitter. If you'll go to the first page of my Twitter, okay, X, and look, I have something set up here. As a matter of fact, I'm going to pull it up and I'm going to read it off now, just to give you an example of the shorthand AD&D. All right. Pull up my. Come on. All right, there we go. So on the very first, it's the pinned post on my profile. Okay. All right. Take a look-see here. Come on. I'm gonna wait for this damn thing to cycle first. Come on, bastards. All right. Here we go. Yep. Oh, and I posted the recent DragonLance audio segment too on there on YouTube. So if you want to, go watch that as well. Okay. All right. This is the way that I presented this. Okay. I'll show you guys here. I don't know if you can see it on the monitor here. Let me go over to chatting here. Let me see if I can see it in the monitor. Okay. Can I see it in the monitor? Okay. Alright. You might be able to see that, guys. I don't know. Alright. See there? Alright. That's my... It says, let's try to reenact the first encounter of Dragons of Autumn Twilight. The three companions, Taz, Tanis, and Flint, against Toad and his force of up to 10 hobgoblins. We provide the stats, scenario. Try it out and see what you get. And then I had the pictures on here. I put a lot of pictures from the comic book. You see? I don't know if Margaret Weiss ever put a like on it or not. She may have, but she's liked several of my posts before. But guys, like I said, I don't get to take windy walks with these people, okay? I know them in passing, but you're not going to necessarily gel with every single person that you run into. That other person, man, they were just so bereft, you know, that they got blocked by that person. I'm just sitting there thinking, man, it's the fucking internet. You don't know that person, okay? Quit trying to think that you have to take windy walks or have a report with them, all right? You don't. But see, I've got them all listed out here, okay? All right, let me... All right. One post goes stats for Taz, Tanis, Flint, and Toad, according to the AD&D2e rules from DL box set. I've got that. Alright, now, it starts out, I have Toad and his lackeys encounter the friends at dusk just as the sun is setting. Gather our D10 and D20s. Continue next post. Okay? So, pretend you're reading the Player's Handbook in 1988 or 1990, and you want to play out the first battle. Now, you remember the little blue boxes, you know, you remember in the Player's Handbook about Wrath attacking orcs and all that, okay? Now, this time, imagine someone in your group wants to play AD&D 2nd Edition Dragonlance, okay? So, how does this play out? Okay? All right. New beginnings. Let's go back to new beginnings here, okay? All right. And I hope you can see that. All right, make sure that we'll let my screen catch up here for a second, just as soon as I got it here. Okay. See, this takes you by step. New beginnings, you can get this on drive-thru. It's where I got it. Actually, I don't think I got this from drive-thru. I got this from. It's the UK one. I don't remember where I got that one. Well, anyways, okay. All right, now, let's see here. All right. Dragonlance, DM setup. You have the option of using 1E or 2E stats for the goblins. The novel says 5 plus Toad. DM can roll. He can make a roll and for up to 10 goblins. That's how many numbers in the party. If a party is bigger, you can have 3 in party, 5 goblins, 2 hit points apiece, okay? So each goblin has about 2 hit points apiece. Only the DM knows this. Toad flees regardless unless called shot is made and hits, okay? All right. Method 1. This encounter is pretty simple for an introductory battle and isn't out of the scope of 3 PCs to handle. The whole fight was less than a page in the book. Here, it's no different. Note, when we go to a battle grid mode, and you can look at the Twitter post, guys. I've got pictures laid out for this. You can get on my X or Twitter and look at this. It's the pinned post, and it will show you step by step on this. This is when I was first learning, getting down the mechanics of it. So, like I said, if you find any errors or whatever, let me know. But, I think Max Legion of Myth looked at it. He didn't find anything wrong with it. Okay, now, the whole fight was less than a page in the book. Here it's no different. When we go to battle grid mode in terms of a board game, and see, I was using the Dragon Strike board, okay? 5 spaces. There's the layout of the board and the map and all that. I should have had those pictures and pulled them up. I probably could have done that. I didn't think about that, guys. If I had, I probably would have. I don't know if I saved any of these pictures. I guess I could go ahead and run them over. I'll copy them down later and run them over. I could have swore that I've got them saved someplace. All right. If we're going by movement rate, PCs move half that on a battle grid in a turn. Tanis has feet, has 12, so theirs is about 6 on the map grid. Goblins and Flint move about 6, so they're about 3 moves. Taz is at 9, so I guess they gave him 5, provided he doesn't attack. And the way that I was going by movement rate, I was using like XCOM or Mutant Year Zero. Okay, so they can make a move and then attack. You do grid-based, turn-based combat. Or you look at how the rules go for Dark Queen of Krynn, Champions of Krynn, or Death Knights of Krynn. It roughly simulates the order of turn and grid space when you're playing AD&D. It's not 100%, but it's close. It's damn close. Okay? Alright, now, for the battle, AD&D2e, provided you make the initiative roll, which is on a D10, you make the initiative, and then you make an optional roll for each individual to see who in party does what first. Missiles usually fire first. PCs can move or melee. Attack is made. You roll for damage. Second attacks are not totaled until enemy takes his first turn or enemy falls from death. Okay, so say you strike an enemy, he's only 2 hit points, and you made a one-shot kill. So he don't make that second attack. It starts out, my strategy would be Taz makes a stealth check, and he sneaks into the brush. The goblins may still be able to see him, but can't move into the brush after him. So he's slowed to a -3. Taz is set 1 round ambush. Tanis can shoot 2 times with a bow. Flint can move and attack 2 times. Okay? He's got a double attack. It has to do with his level. And I've got this on a grid here. See? I've actually got it gridded out. I don't know if you can see it, but see there? The way I had it gridded out. See? Taz is moving into the brush over there. See? He's moving that way. Or he can move forward and attack. Tanis can move to the side. Flint can move to the side. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Toad's in the middle, I guess. That's supposed to be Toad. Or maybe that's Toad. The back one, the one at the back is Toad. The rest of them are hobgoblins. Yeah. Okay. Alright. Let's see here. DragonLance. Toad's posse. They can number up to 10. Okay. 5 here are chumps with 2 hit points apiece. They have about 6 points max. You usually roll that on their hit dice when you go to do the battle. Okay. So say you're getting ready to start the battle. Okay. You've got all your characters gathered around. I don't have my battle grid here. I've got it covered over because the camera's sitting on it. But, alright, let me move it over. Hold on just a second. Alright. Alright. There's your battle grid. It's right there just to show you a real simple thing here. Okay. We're just going to use these for here. Alright. When you set out your battle, right? Okay, you got your characters laid out right here. This is just to show you an example. Okay. Not the exact characters, but whatever. Okay? You got your battle grid laid out. Just like this. Let me check my... I need to check my screen again. Hold on a minute, guys. Damn. I do it every time. Okay. Hey, actually, I do got it laid out right. Alright. Okay. When you have the encounter, okay, say you've got your 3 in the party. I've got 2 Raceland and 1 of Taz. We're going to keep Lorana and Tanis. How about that? I'm going to use Lorana and Tanis. And I'll pull up their character cards here in a minute. I'll see what I've got here. I'll use their later stats. Okay? Alright. And what do we like? What do we? I don't know what we're fighting. Fuck it. I don't care. Let me think. Let me grab something just to use real quick. Piss on it. We're going to use a dice or something to... Well, we'll just use this empty raisin thing, okay? We got one monster, alright? Piss on it. They're fighting a dragon. I don't know. That's a little bit much. Usually you're going to get killed if you try to fight a dragon. How would Tanis, Lorana, and Taz fare against a dragon? I don't know. You could play it out. I guess you could. Let's see here. What's going to happen? They're going to die. Tell you exactly what will happen. They're going to die. See? Even if you use their advanced stats. One for Taz. One for Lorana. And one for Tanis. Okay? We're just setting that aside for a minute. I'm going to do something with that here in a minute, guys. Okay, let's continue on with this. Okay, we were still talking about the battle. See, like a kinder, I get distracted. I do. Okay, now, as I said, all right, Toad's posse, they can number up to 10. When you begin the battle, okay, you roll up the DM will roll up the appropriate number of hit dice for the monsters. He doesn't tell the players about that. He just rolls that behind his screen. So the players, they don't know what it takes to be able to hit somebody. So they can't say, well, I hit him 3 times. I should have killed him by then. No, it don't work like that because the DM will roll hit dice, okay? Now, the DM, it's not entirely out of the question for the DM just to give the fucking monster 20 fucking hit points, okay? If he doesn't want you murder hoboing them for any specific reason, like say he wants to leave them alive, maybe so you can get some pertinent information off of him, there's all kinds of stuff that the DM might do. And he has his reasons for doing it, guys. The DM screen exists for a reason, okay? It's there for a reason. All right, now, let me get back to what I was talking about. All right, Toad's posse. Like I said, they can number up to 10, 5 are chumps, 2 hit points apiece, 6 mass. This battle is to show the possible badassery of might. One shot the goons, but you will work for that main heal. Flint and Tanis can make up to 2 attacks in a round, depending on the weapon. And I show the stats, the AD&D stats for Flint and Tanis. It's just the back of the character cards. You can look at these. Like I said, guys, go check the post out on Twitter. Give it a thumbs up, by the way. That was one of my good ones. That was the one that started me out. All right. And I said, remember, this is shorthand AD&D. The DM can add modifiers to the situation as needed. Never assume anything plays out like written. So let's break this down. On the initiative roll, okay, on a D10, the heroes, they rolled a 1. The enemies rolled a 7. The heroes went first. And then I had them roll an individual initiative roll again. Taz got a 6. Tanis got a 3. Flint got a 2. So, Flint gets the lowest roll, and he rushes forward 3 spaces, attacking orcs on either side. His attack was 16 minus 5. He had to roll an 11. 11 or better. First attack was a 13. Okay? D8 for damage. He rolled 3. And one of those was 2 attack out of space, so he took out, let's see here. 3 space attack orcs on either side. Attack 16 minus 5. 11. First attack 13. D8 damage equals 3. Second attack was a natural 20. So he took out damage equals 8, and he killed 2 of them. He took out 2 of the fucking goblins with his axe right there. He rolled a natural 20 on that one. Okay. And I did have him roll on a D20 individually for each attack. He didn't just automatically make it. He had to roll the D20 to get that. Okay. Even when he swung. Okay. All right. Tanis. It's 14 minus 5, okay, which is equals 9, okay. What I did was, it was the Thaco minus armor class. The armor class of the goblin was 5, okay. So 14 minus 5 equals 9, so I had to roll a 9, right. He aims bow for 2, and he had to individually roll for those. He got a 13 and a 20. Yeah, he got a 20 on that. Roll D6 for damage. I guess it was D6. Yeah, roll D6. Equals 2. And he killed both of them. Yeah. Alright, Taz. I had Taz roll a percentile dice. And 2d10s or percentile dice. He got a 30 and or 40. I think he got a 30 was what it was. It was underneath for stealth. And so, by this time, with 4 goblins being taken out by Tanis and Flint respectively, and with Taz setting up for either a distraction or an ambush, Toad turns tail, flees along with the last henchman. The DM makes a morale check. PCs can chase Toad, but he's mounted, which is the victory. I've got most of the pictures on that post laid out, guys, in detailing bit by bit what I did in that round. It's a little bit easier to digest when you look at the post and the way that I had it written out. I've got all the thieving skill adjustments and the racial adjustments and all that. So you'll just have to look at it again and have a look-see. Yep. Okay. And when it comes to determining order of play on a battle map, take into account these 2 games, XCOM and Mutineer Zero. Mechanics under the hood are actually tabletop RPG rules going back 30 plus years. The cover system and movement all translate well the concept of AD&D as it pertains to movement rate. Yep, you're 100% right. Yes. Alright, guys. Let's go back to New Tales here. Alrighty. I know. We're getting a little boring. Here in a minute. Alright. Let me pull this up here. Okay, let's have a look at these stats since I'm sitting here on this. Okay, guys. When you start dealing with negative armor classes, okay, -4, -3, remember if it's a negative number, you add it to the THAC0. Okay? So, if Lorana, let's say that Dalamar is making an attack against Lorana, and she's got an armor class of -4, right? Means, where is his damn THAC0? Good question. He's helping my wizard at 13th level. Where's his damn THAC0? His THAC0's base THAC0 is 16. So, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So, damn. Dalamar would literally have to roll a natural 20 to hit Lorana. Or some kind of modifier. If he was going to hit her with something. I mean, he's got some armor. And he's got a dexterity. Well, his weapon skill, THAC0 is 13. So, if he was attacking with a dagger. See, his base THAC0 is 16. He'd have to roll a 20 if he was attacking her with bare hands to hurt her. But if he's going to throw a dagger at her, THAC0, okay, so you'd add it 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. He'd still have to roll a 17 or higher to hit her on a D20. So he goes to Dalamar goes to hit Lorana, you know. He rolls a 3. He doesn't hit her. He'd have to roll. Let's see what he gets again. He rolls a 6. No, still didn't hit her. Well, but yeah, if it's a negative armor class, you add it to the THAC0. Okay. Taz has got an armor class of 1. Okay. Yep. You just take 1 off the THAC0. That's it, and that would give you if he's going to hit. So if he's armor class 1, okay. See, because his THAC0 is 2 hit armor class 0, okay. So Lorana, if she wants to smack Taz, and he's got an armor class of 1, okay, depending on what she's going to smack him with, okay. Good question. Yeah, I didn't even look up her THAC0. Alright, her THAC0, according to this, says 17. With a weapon like a short sword, she's got 15, 14, 17. Say. Alright. 15, so be 16. Yeah. So 16 or better, she'd have to roll with a short sword. If she was going to smack at Taz, she'd have to roll a 16 or better to hit him. Because he's got an armor class of 1. She rolls a 7, she misses him. He ducks out of the way. Okay. Taz goes to hit her back, smack her back in the butt. She's got an armor class of -4. His Thaco is 15. So, 15, 16, 17, well, she's got 16, 17, 16, 17, 18, 19. Says 19 or better? Yeah. Something like that. Rolls a 5, still misses her. Either 19 or 20, one of the two. Yeah, it's -4. Okay. Alright? Okay. If his Thaco is 15, you add it to the Thaco. Okay? If it's a negative armor class, okay? Negative armor class is like when they're wearing like plate mail. Okay? It only goes so high. You get a small chance and snowball's chance in hell of hitting them. That's why I prefer, rather than going by this, because a lot of times you're just going to get misses. Some DMs just prefer to use the Thaco minus die roll equals armor class hit. So each time that you go to make a hit, you don't even calculate that. You just go by their Thaco, and then you subtract it from the die roll, and then he gives you the 2 hit number for either the battle or the round. Some people change it consistently, so it switches it up. Okay, it's a randomizer. So, say you want to do, okay, Taz, and you don't want to use Lorana's armor class. You want to use something different, so you would just roll the die. And in this case, it's 20. Okay, so, oh shit. So that's a negative number. You would have to roll a 20 plus 4 on a modifier to hit her. In that case, he wouldn't make shit. He rolls a 20 on that, you ain't gonna hit her. You ain't gonna fucking hit her. You ain't got a snowball's chance of fucking hitting her. You got a 14. Okay. 2 hit armor class 0. Okay. With a Thaco of 15. You have to roll it lower. No, he still didn't hit it. It's 15. 2 hit armor class 0 is 15. Okay. My -1 would be 14. So if he was at an armor class of -1, it'd be 14. Okay, so you would have to roll to 14 or better. That's why they use Thaco. It was just I don't know why in the hell everybody thinks it's so damn complicated. It was just a very simplified version. Once you figured out the reason for Thaco being there, it's great. Now, Bill posted something a little while ago that talks about the probability of the dice roll. I want to try to roll that over, but I didn't. I'll see if I can't get that to, where did I put it? I know I had it. I don't want to show you any titty pictures. Alright, this thing right here, it's got a bell curve, and it talks about, well, go to Bill Dungeon Devil's post. I'll post it again. But they talk about the probability curve about rolling the dice, okay? And why it's there for Dungeons & Dragons, okay? As to what the probability, why you pick the dice, and why they're rolled for what? For the ability, and what is granted to get a number, and why it's fair and balanced. That's why it works like that, guys. Okay. Alrighty. Are we? I can't tell. Probably see a fucking titty pics on my phone. Great. Fucking great. Oh! But yeah, it's a DragonLance hangout, guys. I don't know. I'd be better if I had people to talk to, but like I said, you know, it's kind of a message in the bottle at the moment. It's me yakking off into a void at the moment. Alrighty. I'm going to hold on just a second here. It's a DragonLance hangout, guys. We're okay. Alright, let's see here. Let me go back here. Okay, we'll go back to New Tales. We'll go back to the... Alright. Let's go back here. And this is the basic. I'll scroll this slow so you can read this, guys. You can actually pause and read this. There's not much to it. It's kind of benign. But I'll do this for your benefit. I'll let you catch up a minute. I'll light my bowl here in a minute. Okay, ability checks are the ability score or lower. Hit rolls are the score or higher. Okay? There's not much to it, guys. You subtract the armor class from the Thaco. Okay? Negative armor classes, you add it to the Thaco number. Okay? If you're making an attack and they're wearing -4 armor, you add it to the Thaco. Okay? So if Tasselhoff has a Thaco of 15 and she's wearing -4 armor, means that his Thaco is going to be, negative armor. You add it to the Thaco, so it's 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. So yeah, he'd have to roll a 19 or better. Either hit or miss. 20, a natural 20. Natural 20 on a hit roll is always a success, so anything lower than that, he misses. What did he get? He got a 16. As a 16, he missed it. Yep. Alright. Now, I'm going to go slow on this, and I'll scroll it fairly slow so you can read it. Alright. Let me see. I'll bump it up just a hair. There we go. I'm assuming you guys can read that. I'm going to bump it up just slightly a hair. I'm looking to see if I can read it on my secondary monitor. If I can read it from my secondary monitor, I know you can see it on your screen. It's like we just reading a big old book. Alright, let's see what they're doing here. Alright, the back of the character sheet provides space to record equipment, weapons, armor, and magic items. The DM will determine how characters may equip themselves. Usually DMs allow beginning characters to spend money from their starting funds to buy equipment at standard prices. That's true. Some DMs prefer to wait and let equipping the character be a part of their first adventure. Certain talented characters have their starting equipment already specified for them. Now, this particular module was meant to be released with the Time of the Dragon box set, and it was about Taladas. Okay, that was one of the problems with Dragonlance when they first did their marketing. Most of the legends and the chronicles and stuff, other than the Dragonlance adventures and the original modules, which nobody had access to, there really wasn't a starting point to get into AD&D unless you were already familiar with it. Okay? That's where they were kind of hamstrung on this, because this mostly focused on Taladas, okay, and Minotaurs. And it really was not the familiar Heroes of the Lance, the 4 heroes. Okay? If you really wanted to make something that was OGL and consistent, you would do something on par with New Adventures, but you would redo the little scenarios. So you would make them specific to Karaman and Raceland and Tasselhoff. So you would have, you would demonstrate Tasselhoff performing a thief ability, or Tanis shooting with his bow, or Lorana making an attack, Raceland casting a spell. Oh, incidentally, I thought about that for the magic use. I believe that the way that we ought to do Raceland's magic is that when Raceland casts a spell, the DM picks a phrase and a symbol. And he doesn't memorize this. The player memorizes it for the spell. And when he goes to cast it, he has a dice pool or a dice range that he has to hit. And if it succeeds, it actually compounds the spell. If he fails, it can injure him, it can do something like that. But the idea is it makes you feel like a spellcaster, because after he's used the spell, the DM takes, for that specific spell, he resets that symbol and the phrase. And the mage has to memorize it again before he can use it again. So it really works like a magic user. Okay? That would be cool. Yeah, the DM takes a card. He draws 2 cards. One's a symbol and one's a word. And the player has to memorize it. The DM does not. Okay? When it comes time to cast that spell, the DM has to make sure that the mage has the memory to do so. And then he casts the spell. You want to be a mage, it has a high risk, high reward. If you don't get it right or you don't get the dice pool right, it can hurt you. But that would be pretty cool. But see, you would set it out, and you do it specific to this right here. Okay? You put familiar scenarios. That's what always bugged me about the original Dragonlance material. None of it, with the exception of maybe the Silver Anniversary, which came out later. This does. This does a pretty good job. Okay? But they didn't really have anything that was specific that made you want to be able to play the game. Oh, this is a good movie, by the way. I'll talk about this here in a minute. I'll run some of that just in a little bit. I'm going to talk about some Harry Crews, but we'll fuck with that here in just a little bit. Okay, let me get back to what I'm doing here, guys. I know, I get distracted. I get distracted all the time. Okay, what are we doing here? All right. Let me get over here. Let me see where I'm at here. Okay. Now that you've had time to read that, we'll move it up a little bit. All right. Well, I guess I could let the computer read it, couldn't I? Yeah? Yeah, I guess I could. If you want me to. Let's see if it'll read it. You want to? All right, we'll try it.
6. Additional character sheet. D-Atta. The back of the character sheet provides space to record equipment, weapons, armor, and magic items. The DM will determine how characters may equip themselves. Usually, DMs allow beginning characters to spend money from their starting funds to buy equipment at standard prices. Some DMs prefer to wait and let equipping the character be a part of the first adventure. Certain Taladas characters have their starting equipment already specified for them. The back of the character sheet also provides spaces to record the spells, if any, that a character currently has available. When the characters decide what spell or spells to have prepared for the first day's adventuring, they should be entered here, along with any pertinent data about the spell. There is a space on the front of the character sheet to record attacks allowed per round. The DM should help the character fill in this space, based on class, level, and the type of proficiency rules, if any, being used. Choosing the character's race. The race chosen for a character is extremely important. Race can affect the character's choice of classes, advancement in the chosen class or classes, alignment, background and personality. In the Taladas campaign, there are more races to choose from than those given in the standard AD&D 2nd edition rules, and even more than are included in the Dragonlance Adventures supplement. The DM should carefully review with new players their various choices of race. Particular attention should be paid to giving players at least a brief summary of background information about the new PC races in Taladas. It is perfectly appropriate for the DM to state frankly that he or she has some preference for using or not using certain new PC races. For example, a DM could certainly tell the players that it will be more difficult to work an ogre or Bakali PC into the type of campaign he or she has planned. However, a good DM will certainly leave all options open to those players who want to try them. For the player, the most important consideration in the choice of character race should not be game rules, mechanics, or even how relatively powerful a given race seems to be. As new players become more familiar with the game, they will see that the game rules balance out the various special abilities of the different races, so that no one race is really more powerful than any other. Instead, the real questions a new player should ask himself are these: how well can I play the role of a character of this race? How much fun will it be to pretend to be of this race? Would I enjoy taking the role of a Bakali, or an ogre, or a dwarf? A common mistake that new players often fall into is devaluing humans. The non-human races generally have the ability to combine classes. For example, an elf can be a fighter, a mage, thief, all rolled into one. However, new players should realize that such multiclass characters tend to advance in level at a much slower pace than single-classed characters. Don't forget that while humans have no special abilities, they have no special limitations either, a fact that can become very important as the campaign begins to develop. Choosing the character S class. Like race, character class is an important decision. It really boils down to this question: how will the character make his or her way in the world? If force of arms is the desired answer, the player should choose the warrior class. If the mysteries of magic are attractive, the player should choose the wizard class. The priest and rogue classes each have certain abilities that are very desirable as well. Again, the basic question is which class will be more fun for the player to play. A player who thrills to combat will probably do poorly as a Kender thief. A player who dreams of casting powerful magics would not be well suited for a warrior character. In the Taladas campaign, however, there is much more to choosing character class than in other AD&D campaigns. The DM should take pains to make the players aware of the many different types of characters that can be found in each class in Taladas, as these are summarized in the player chart. Actor kits provided in the RBT. It is especially important for DMs to take note of the special rules that pertain to priests in the Taladas campaign. The DM should be familiar with the information on priests in the Dragonlance Adventures book if possible, and most definitely with those rules outlined in the RBT. These new rules should be made available to all players who are even considering the priest class for their characters. Players who intend to play together as part of a group might want to consider group balance in choosing their class as well. It is usually important to have the special capabilities of all four major classes represented in a party of adventurers. For example, a group of 8 elven fighter, a mage, thieves might suddenly find themselves in desperate need of a priest when confronted by a horde of undead, or even when deeply engaged in a serious battle. Magic is often needed to aid even the most heroic fighter. The talents of a thief can turn the tide in many cases, and sometimes help avoid an unnecessary and costly fight. All the classes are equally important to the success of a group, and the success of the group is almost always important to the success and survival of the individual characters. Choosing the character S alignment. Before players choose their character's alignments, the DM should be certain that they understand that the moral alignment they choose may greatly affect their courses of action in the future. While players are free to choose between a good, neutral, or evil moral alignment, the choice of an evil alignment is strongly discouraged. First of all, it is much more difficult to be a successful evil character in a well-run Taladas campaign. While there are certainly evil characters who thrive and prosper on the continent, all are governed by the basic law of Kryn, the law imposed by the High God. That is the law of consequence. While evil may be chosen, it is in the nature of evil to consume itself. The consequences of evil will be visited on the character sooner or later. Players should not assume that their character's race automatically determines their alignment. In Taladas, there are ogres, goblins, minotaurs and many others who deviate from the natural tendency of their races toward evil. In some cases, this need not even impede their relations with similar beings. For example, a lawful good Minotaur could champion the cause of justice, as he sees it, in the arena, and become a highly respected champion, even though the basic philosophy of Minotaur society is rooted in lawful evil. 7. Consolidated height and weight table. Race: Dwarf 43 41st, Elf 55 50ths, Gnome 38 36ths, Half-Elf 60 58ths, Kender 32 30ths, Human 60 59ths, Bakali 70 68ths, Goblin 40 38ths, Minotaur 84 82nds, Ogre 104 98. Height in inches, weight in pounds, base asterisk modifier base asterisk. 130, 105, 90 70ths, 72, 68ths, 110, 85, 52, 48ths, 140, 100.
I don't need to read all that out, but I'll slow down and let you actually look at it, okay? Okay, all right. Okay.
Chapter 2, Tips for Beginning Players. Beginning players who are completely new to the AD&D game may feel overwhelmed at first. This is only natural. It seems that there's a lot to learn. Rest assured that once you've played in a few gaming sessions, the rules will seem like second nature to you. However, there are several things you can do to make playing the game more fun. Some of these are game-related, others are of a more social nature. Equipping your character. When it comes time to purchase the equipment for your first character, you will quickly discover that, just as in real life, you are on a limited budget, in most cases, a very limited budget. With so many goodies to choose from, how can you make the most of the few silver pieces you have? Here are some SUGS tie-ins for each character class. All players. There are a few items that every PC should have, simply because they have so many uses in so many different situations. Rope. Every PC needs a length of rope, at least 50 feet, or more if it can be easily carried given your other gear. Rope has obvious value for climbing, but it can also be used to bind prisoners, string a way across an otherwise impassable chasm, set a trap for pursuers, lash logs together to make a raft, and probably 1,000 other things that you won't realize until your next gaming session. Dagger or knife. Every PC, except those priests whose religions forbid its use, should have a dagger, or at least a good, sharp knife. This is one of the few weapons that can be used when a foe is boxing or wrestling with you. A good knife can also be essential to survival in the wild. If nothing else, it gives you a good quick way to adjust the length of your rope. Flint and steel. Modern matches don't exist in the fantasy world of Taladas. Rubbing two sticks together may eventually give you a few sparks to start your campfire, but it isn't very practical for use in combat. Fire has so many uses in a campaign that it is almost suicidal to be without a source of fire, especially for characters who lack infravision. Such characters will need some source of illumination. Lanterns are best, but expensive. A few torches or candles should always be packed along. Pack, sack or bag, whether it's a finely made backpack or a gunny sack, every character needs something to put stuff in so he can carry it around without being badly encumbered. Oil. At least one flask of oil is highly recommended. Nothing slows down a mob of pursuers like some oil poured over the floor of a corridor and set on fire. Holy water. This is an absolute must for priests, as it is required for a bless spell. Other characters will find it extremely useful against the lower forms of undead, skeletons, zombies, and the like. Food. DMs take a dim view of characters who don't think to eat. It always catches up with you. Wineskin, something for carrying water or. 9. Wine. Going without water is worse than going without food. Iron spike or piton, an extremely versatile tool for traversing difficult terrain obstacles, especially when used in concert with a length of rope. Warrior class. Weapons, don't overload. Weapons are expensive and their weight adds up quickly. 2 or 3 good weapons is usually plenty. At least one missile weapon, spear, bow and arrow, sling, etc., can be extremely useful. Armor, starting out, you can't afford the good stuff, so keep it simple. A shield is usually a cheap bonus to armor class, but don't be afraid to drop it if it gets in the way. Multi-classed characters and thieves must also be careful about the miscellaneous restrictions on them, such as no spell casting while wearing armor, except Elven Chainmail. Priest class. Weapons. Given the choice between more holy water or another weapon, take the holy water, you're much more effective with it. Holy symbols, mirrors, garlic, can also be effective against the undead. Always try to display your holy symbol prominently, so you won't be fumbling for it when it comes time to dispel some threatening undead menace. Thief class. Lockpicks. Don't forget to buy a set of thieves' tools when you first equip your char actor. There's nothing worse than not having the right tool to do an essential job. Armor and weapons. Try to keep these at a minimum. Most all of your thieving abilities rely on being unencumbered. Wizards. Armor and weapons. Don't bother. Duck into the shadows or behind some hulking warrior when a fight breaks out. Try to save as much money as you can. You'll need it when you get to higher levels for spells and magical items. Gathering information. Some players think the AD&D game is a combat game, pure and simple. While it's true that combat provides much of the thrill and excitement of the game, surviving combat makes the game even more fun. One way to increase the odds of survival is to gather information. Before you rush right out to that first dungeon you hear about, ask some questions. What do the locals know about the area? What types of foes are you likely to encounter? What type of terrain will you have to cross to get to where you want to go? Who is that mysterious fellow at the next table listening to you as you question the innkeeper? Many times the DM can be a goldmine of information if the players think to ask.
I want to point out one thing about this right here. Okay. The DM may or may not pick or choose or decide to give you that information, okay, that you want. Just because you know something about a campaign setting doesn't necessarily mean that your character knows it. Which is why, if I'm playing in a DragonLance campaign and I'm not running the table, it does not matter what I know in particular about any specific thing about Dragonlance. Okay? Does my character know that? Okay? Now, certain DMs, when he makes his calculations, if you've properly asked the questions in his campaign, he might even go so as far as to because you asked the right information, he might give you a modifier to your roll when you're playing, when you're having a battle, because you pointed something out and you're stating that your character's watching for it. So he might give you a modifier to that if you properly took the time when you were in town to ask somebody that specific piece of information, okay? Some DMs are particular about that, okay? They will reward you for good interaction, okay? The better interaction that you have with your DM and the more that you fit into his story and his narrative, the better off you'll be, okay? Unless I'm running the table, and I know it's the hardest damn pill that I would have had to have swallowed, if I'd have picked this up back in the 6th grade. Hardest thing I ever had to learn as a highly functioning autistic was how to shut the fuck up. And the hardest pill that you'll ever have to swallow. Okay? It does not matter if I'm not running the table what I know about a setting. Okay? As much as I know about Candor, everything. Okay? So if I come to somebody's table, okay, to play, I'm not going to bring my characters in. So I'm not bringing Astrid and Pez. Okay? Unless I'm asked to or something, I'm not going to bring them in. Reason being, I'm going to play as it lays. I'm going to roll it up the table. Or I'm going to ask the DM, say, what do you want me to play? And then I play it to the bone. Okay? That's it. All right? If I'm playing with other people, unless I'm running the table, it does not matter what I know. Okay? And I come to play, and we're going to play it as it lays. Okay? I bring paper, a pencil with a good eraser on it, and my butt. Maybe a bag of dice, and that's it. Okay? That's it, and that's all. Okay, enough of that. Let's get back to this. All right, and let's see if he's still there.
Ask. Other times, PCs must work harder to get necessary information. If you want to know what the enemy is up to, find people who are close to him. Do some favors, grease some palms, and vital tips will start flowing your way. Remember that in almost any organization or society, there is someone who will talk if given sufficient incentive. Group tactics. Each group of player characters is unique, with personalities and character capabilities all its own. Thus, it is almost impossible to lay down hard and fast rules for group tactics while adventuring. There are a few general points, nonetheless, that you may find helpful. First, try to protect the spellcasters. Sure, they may seem useless at times, but there's no replacing that timely feather fall or cure light wounds spell when you need it. At low experience levels, wizards are particularly vulnerable. When traveling, whether outdoors or in dungeon environments, it's usually a good idea to arrange your walking order so that the spellcasters are near the center of the group. This makes them harder to hit with missile fire and often protects them in the first round or two of melee. During this time, they can cast spells that may turn the tide of battle. Another rule to live by is to always post a guard. Whether camping out, staying at an inn, or having supper with the King of Armark. 10. Have someone on guard. Remember to always expect the unexpected. Along the same lines, try always to develop some standard formations and procedures. This is particularly useful in dungeon environments. Before opening the door to an unknown room containing unknown dangers, have the party arranged so that someone can listen at the door, another can open it, while still others provide cover, and spellcasters are ready to let fly their magics. If you can help it, never waste time squabbling over petty matters. Many a first-level party has been wiped out while arguing about who's going to get the leftover copper piece from the treasure hoard. DMs love to catch unwary characters with their chain mail down. Lastly, when all else fails, run away. Unless being true to her alignment prevents your characters fleeing, it is almost always better to live to fight another day. The social factor. Gaming sessions are social events in the real world, as well as adventures in a fantasy world. Thoughtfulness for your fellow gamers will go a long way toward making the gaming session more fun for everyone. It will also make the other players more willing to risk their characters next to save your character. Try to arrive on time. It is terribly annoying to have 5 or 6 characters all fixed up and ready to go adventuring, but feeling that they have to wait for the wizard to arrive. Have the items you need with you. As a gamer, you will need pencils and paper. Having your own dice is a good idea. Sets can be purchased in most hobby stores at very reasonable prices. Having your own copy of the AD&D 2nd Edition Player's Handbook and other gaming supplements is also extremely helpful, you won't have to interrupt the DM all the time with rules questions. Try your best not to be a rules lawyer, no matter how carved in stone a rule may seem. No two DMs will run the same encounter the same way or interpret the same rule the same way in all situations. Unless the DM has thrown the rulebook away completely, try not to worry about the rules. The real fun of the game comes from the sense of drama, excitement, danger, and adventure, not from the game mechanics. Try not to laugh too hard when the other fellow's character dies, and it's his own silly fault. Nobody likes to feel foolish. Next time, you may be the one who forgets to bring the holy water. Encourage everyone to take an active role. When one or two players come to dominate a group, play can become stale. Everything is always done in the same style and manner. Also, those who aren't participating probably aren't having much fun. Do what you can to encourage the more shy players to join in freely. Last, but certainly not least, don't take things too seriously. Remember, it's only a game. Even when your beloved character dies, which may happen, remember that his or her funeral expenses will not be tax deductible in the real world. The purpose of the game is to have fun. 11. 12. Chapter 3, Tips on Role-Playing. The AD&D game is a role-playing game. It isn't a board game, or a video game, which of 10 derive their life from the rules or the components. Rather, the AD&D game derives its life, and its fun, from the interactions between the players and between the players and DM. The more each player can make his character seem like a living, memorable human being, or gnome, elf, dwarf, or whatever the case may be, the more fun the game will be for Evie Arione. Personality traits. At this moment, your new character exists only on paper. As a player, your role in the game is to make this collection of numbers come to life. You do this by the way you make the character think, talk, and act. It may seem that your choice of the character's race and class, along with his or her ability scores, would be enough to dictate what personality traits the character will have. Actually, this isn't the case at all. As is noted in the AD&D 2nd edition Player's Handbook, two characters with identical scores, race, and class could have very, very different personalities. Consider two warriors, both young human males. One might come from a background that has left him unsure of himself, and therefore eager, perhaps overeager, to prove himself. Such a character might be very careful not to appear to be afraid. This could be expressed in different ways. The unsure character might carry himself in a bold, arrogant way, swaggering, speaking his mind, perhaps becoming a bit of a bully. On the other hand, the unsure character might be a grim-faced youth, always serious, always careful and methodical, yet always the first one into battle. A statistical twin to this first young warrior might be a comical character, one who is deliberately full of bravado and bluster, not because he's unsure of himself, but simply because he and everyone else finds it amusing. As you think about your own character, try to pick one or two definite personality traits and incorporate into your mental image of the character. Here is a list of a few such traits. You will doubtless think of many more. Grim, methodical, brooding, cheerful, even in adversity, zany sense of humor, a punster or joker, intellectual, always learning and teaching, elitist, thinks is slightly better than others, scrupulously honest, well-intentioned, but easily led astray, hedonistic, addicted to creature comforts like a warm bed, excellent food, etc. Idealistic, romantic, courteous, plagued by feelings of guilt, taciturn, talks very little, blabbermouth, talks all the time, contemplative, likes to think things over, arrives at cool, clear-headed decisions, impulsive, makes snap decisions and plunges blindly into action, ruled by reason, ruled by passions, loves animals, detests the outdoors, lazy whenever possible, vain about dress or appearance, slovenly. Well, by now you get the idea. To start out, pick just 1 or 2 traits to emphasize as you act out the role of your character. Others will follow naturally. Casting against type. Casting against type is a common expression used by film and stage directors. It means to fill a role with someone of a personality type contrary to that of the character. You can use this to create a highly interesting and often amusing personality for your AD&D game character as well. Not all warriors need be brave and tough, nor all wizards wise and cultured. Try applying a personality contrary to the stereotypical norm of your character's class or race. A rough, boisterous wizard might make for an interesting character, just as a squeamish dwarf warrior might make for an amusing one. Have fun with it, and try to be original. Expressing traits. Personality traits are expressed in thought, word, and deed. In a role-playing game, no one can know your character's thoughts unless you voice them or act them out. Through your character's words and deeds you let others know how his or her mind works. Language. Try to create a characteristic pattern of speech for your character. Consider how different, and yet completely accurate, both of the following statements are. See how much they convey about the personality of the speaker. Look. A couple of hobgoblins. Let's jump. Ahem, excuse me, good comrades. There appear to be 2 rather nasty-looking brutes, hobgoblins, I should say, quite near to us. Might I suggest that we attack post-haste? Notice that both of these characters are saying the same thing, but in extremely different ways. Those differences communicate more than just the intended information, they also tell us about the personality of the characters.
This part I don't know about. I mean, the voice and the character goals. I'm not too much on play acting. I don't get into the critical role shit. You do not have to be 100% a play actor. Alright? I know they like people to do that. Some DMs do, some tables do, some people don't. Okay? Sometimes it just bogs down the fucking play and it just makes everybody bored. And some people are just bad actors. Okay? Can't really help that, and there's not a whole hell of a lot I can do about that. So, there's not a whole lot anyway. Hold on just a second. Guys, I'm going to take a little bit of a break just for a second, just to stretch my legs and catch my breath and all this stuff. We're going to keep it on this for just a second. Alright, we're not going to go through the whole thing of this, okay? I'm not going to stream the whole thing. I don't want that. You can find this. It's called New Adventures, or New Beginnings, excuse me. New Beginnings. I'm pretty sure you can find it on drive-thru. It's DragonLance. Just type it in. You can find it online. It's probably got the PDF someplace. Who knows? Get a hold of Adam. He might know where to find it. He's got a link to it for some of that stuff. There's other places like DM's Guild, and they've got little odds and ends and stuff. So go ahead and check those out, guys. You can find most of the Dragonlance stuff online if you look hard enough. Okay? If you know, you know. Okay. I'll be right back here in just a minute. Okay? I got to take a little bit of a break. Alright? And we'll get back to it. Alright? This is a hangout. I promise you. You're going to have a good time tonight. Alright? Like I said, guys, it just takes me a minute or two to get my shit together. Alright, where are we at here? Okay. Yeah, I'm not going to run this whole thing out on audio. Reason being, okay. Now, reason being I can't, because half of this text is upside down, so it won't do me any good to play it out. Now, this thing right here actually talks about initial encounters, okay? The first thing it actually shows you how to do a first encounter, how to, you know, with Thaco and all that. If he hits, and that's weapon damage, bonuses, weapon speed, that's how you calculate it. Yep. Alright, I'm going to set that there for just a second. You can have a look at it for just a second. Alright. Hold on, guys. I'll be right back. Alright, guys. What I was going to do here, I was going to share something with you, if I can manage it. Let me see where I'm at here. I can't really, well, I think I can still run it out on the audio. You'll just have to look it up if you want to watch the whole clip, but we'll go ahead and watch it here. I can watch it on Twitch because I'm not going to run out the audio clip on itself. You'll be able to hear the audio, but this was a segment. I was going to see if I can, let me see if I can get it first. Hold on just a second here, guys. Just bear with me just a second. I'm going to do this real quick. Hold on, man. Let's see here. It should, I hope. I don't know. Hold on just a second here, guys. I think we're back. Oh shit, he's gonna run the goddamn microwave. Well, maybe, I don't know. How long are you gonna run the microwave? Okay, y'all. You might be able to hear me. I don't know. Let me adjust the audio here. All right. What I got here, guys, I was gonna share this with you. Let me see if you can see this. I don't know if you can see this or not. Let's see where I'm at here. Okay. I'm not gonna show all of this because really, I don't want to get a copyright strike. But we're gonna point this at the DragonLance thing, and you'll see half the screen, and you should be able to hear at least about half the audio. This was from Harry Crews. This was a thing that he had done when he was still alive. It was for a movie called Searching for the Wrong-Eyed Jesus. Okay. What did I do with it? I had the damn thing sitting here, and I've done stuff. Here it is. This is where it come from. It was Jim White. Excellent documentary, but the documentary was called Searching for the Wrong-Eyed Jesus, and it was Harry Crews. And this right here, this is one of my favorite little patches. And you can look this up on YouTube, but I'll go ahead and run it here.
Sears Roebuck catalog, great thick thing, like that. Came to everybody's mailbox in the South. I mean, everybody. First thing that struck us was everybody in the Sears Roebuck catalog was perfect. Wasn't any bald heads. Everybody had all the fingers that was coming to them. Nobody had any opens and running sores on their bodies. But everybody we knew had a finger missing or one eye put out from a staple glancing off a post. In other words, in our world, everybody was maimed and mutilated, whereas everybody in the Sears Roebuck world was perfect. And so we just started to tell stories about the people, give them names, said where they was from. We turn over there and see this young girl standing pretty in a spring frock. And say, see this girl here? She is a daughter of him standing right here, turn about 40 pages back. See him standing here in front of these shotgun? That's her daddy. Yeah. That's her daddy. You know how come he's looking kind of stern and mean looking like that? It's cause this fella over here in this green suit with the sharp creases in the pants, he's seeing that girl, his daughter, and he doing her wrong, being nasty. And he's gonna fix that fella. He's gonna fix him good. Probably what he's gonna do is kill him. And you know, before it was over, we had everybody related, fighting, feuding, and the rest of it.
Yeah, I don't want to get the MCA for playing that music. That's the problem, is the music part. Okay. Have it with that. Yeah, we don't want to roll too much of that shit because you'll get a DMC for that shit. I don't want to play the music part. But the idea was, everything was stories. It was the way we explain things. It was the way we thought of things. It's the way we taught ourselves things in the world. And so that's how we explain stuff. And that always stuck with me. So if you ever get a chance, guys, look that up. It's Harry Crews. Searching for the Wrong-Eyed Jesus. I don't know if you can see it because of the damn light. You know how that gets. Damn it to hell. I'm always trying to show somebody something and it's always half-assed. So you can't see it because of the damn light. The glare. Damn it. Can't see it. Can't see it for shit. Okay, there it goes. There we go. Just had to tilt it forward just to have. So searching for the Wrong-Eyed Jesus. Yep. Or look up Jim White. Or look up Harry Crews. They used to play it on Sundance all the time. That's where I first saw it. But it's a hell of a movie. It's one of my favorite movies. Okay. We're going to run some DragonLance game here in a minute, guys. Alright? I'm going to turn the audio off here. But like I said, guys, I pretty much like the storytelling aspect of it. The mechanic side of the AD&D game was kind of iffy. Like I said, there's not much to it once you learn it. It's a means to an end. Like I said, I preferred the DragonLance fiction over the AD&D combat. Okay? Now, I'll be 100% honest with you there. Alright? I prefer the DragonLance books over the combat or the video games. And when I do play, I don't want it to be, if I want something like that, I don't want to play a video game. I want to play tabletop. I want to do a story. But, you know, the combat stuff is a means to an end. It's not everything. It's just to get from point A to point B, really. That's all it is. Okay, guys, we're going to flip over here in just a second. And let me see what I've still got rolling here. Hold on just a second here, guys. Okay. Oh, hell. Well, we're still on this. All right. Well, let me point this out for you here. Okay. I can't read it upside down. See, because I'm having a hard time seeing. I've got the printout version, and I can turn it upside down and read it. But right now, my eyesight is not doing too good on this computer screen. Unless you want to lay upside down in your bed and look at it. Okay. But basically, alright, Thaco of 20 is like the worst damn Thaco you can possibly have. Okay? Because you got to roll up to run armor class, hit armor class 0, you got to roll a 20. Okay? Your Thaco's for shit. He's got damage 1d6 with a spear. So armor class is 7. It's okay. It's not 10, so it's not completely unarmored. He's got a movement rate of 12. Means he runs. The movement rate in itself is only calculated when you're going against somebody else or you're using a comparison number, as I understand it. So, I want to say, in terms of when you're moving on a board, he moves about 6 spaces, which is half his movement rate in a turn, I think it is. And his full movement rate is 12 in a round. So if he can either move and attack, or he can move his full movement rate, which is a full 12 spaces. But most of the time, if he's going to make an attack, if he's going to move and make an attack, it's half his movement rate, so it's 6 spaces. That's on the game board. Okay. Hit dice, that's 1. And like I said, the hit dice is always variable. They always put hit points at 5. Just in case, that means the maximum number of hit points. That's the only reason they list that. Number of attacks is 1. And when he rolls for damage, he rolls a 1d6. Okay? His alignment is lawful evil. And you're supposed to fight a mock combat with the Thenolite. Okay? He has an AC of 7. And whatever your character. Let's see. If Tasselhoff was going to fight the Thenolite infantryman. Let's see here. Go back to the example here. Let's grab Taz's little stat here. Okay. We're going to get the old Taz. What I do with it? Where's he at? Where's Taz? If I can get to this. Oh, incidentally, I'm going to bring Gilthanas back in gameplay. I know he was supposed to got lost with Silvera, but the time thing for Burfoot is he woke up in a field without a stitch of clothing on. He got abducted by aliens, I guess. And so he wakes up in Northern Urgoth later, and Lorana consoles him and tells him that he'd been out for a couple of months, and so we bring him back in like that. Easy peasy. Okay, let's see here. Let me move that. Stick that right there. Okay, what were we doing? Oh, Taz. Where's Taz? Where's Taz? Oh, there it is. Okay, we're gonna play this out. All right. He's got a Thaco of 15. His base Thaco is 15. Okay, it's modified to 17 by his weapon, I do believe. Okay. Let's see here. I think the lower Thaco. I'm trying to remember if it's a higher your Thaco, the better chance you have to hit. I don't think it's lower. I think it's higher. Or the lower your Thaco. 200 plus 0 is a 7. Yeah, lower your Thaco. That's right. Okay. So it's lower. Yeah. So if you have a benefit to Thaco, you lower it. Okay. Alright, so okay, yeah, with his weapon, so it's 15, I guess. Let's see here. I hope I calculated that right. It's either 15 or 17, one of the two. He's at 12th level. I probably got the math wrong on that, but we'll just go and say his Thaco is 15. Okay, AC 7. Is that what he's doing? What the hell did they do? Okay. Alrighty. And how many hit dice? Shit. I'm trying to remember what the fuck to roll for him on hit dice. I think it's I want to say it's a D4 or a D6 for hit dice. You just roll a D6 for the Thinolites hit dice, whatever. Okay. Alright. Taz with an 8 or better will hit the infantryman. Okay. And the infantryman to hit Taz. Let's see here. He's got a Thaco of 20. Taz has got he's got a -1, so that's 21. He's got to hit a 1 or better. So he ain't gonna hit Taz. He ain't gonna hit Taz at all. Taz, if he was armored like that, that damn Thenolite ain't got a chance. Okay, at that level, 12th level, he's a fucking weenie. Taz will smack him in the balls with his hoopak and keep on trucking. I can tell you that right now. Okay? Alright, let's see what happens. Alright. We go roll a D10 for initiative to see who goes first and who gets the first whack. What in the hell happened to all my damn dice? Oh, they're behind me. Duh. Okay. That's a D12. Shit. Where's my D10? Fucking my D10 go. I'm looking. I don't see it. Am I blind? Count them out. I'm missing dice. Damn it. Oh boy. I couldn't find my ass half the time. Alright. Find me a D10, goofball. Know what's in here. There's one. This'll do. Okay. Let's roll it twice. Oh, there was one sitting there. If it was a fucking snake, it would have bit you, dumbass. If it was a damn snake, it would have bit me. Okay. Alright. Green rolls for Taz. What we get? We got a 7. Okay. Thenolite rolls the white. Rolls a 0. Oh shit. Thenolite goes first. Okay. Alright. What was his AC on the original one? Okay. We won't do this amped up damn armor class of 1. We'll give the Thenolite a snowball's chance in hell, because that ain't fair, is it? Okay. Tasselhoff at 3rd level. We'll just do a regular Tasselhoff. How about that? Okay. Either or, doesn't matter. Alright. Well, see, his Thaco's still 7. On this one, it would be 17. So, it improved it to 15 because he's up at 12th level. That's why his Thaco's up so high, because he's 12th level on this one, and this one he's 3rd level. That's why his Thaco went up. Okay? Alright, now. It went down, either or. It went down, excuse me. Okay, alright, let's see here. He has AC, and he's tagging from the front, I guess. That's it. That's his Thaco, or his AC, of where he's being attacked. If he's front from the 6th. Okay. So, 20 minus... Yep. Alright. We had said it would took an 8 for Tasselhoff to hit the Phenolite, right? Okay. And it's going to take a 14 or better for the Phenolite to hit Taz, okay? Alright. Now we got everything counted up, okay? So it takes an 8 for Taz and a 14 for the Phenolite. Or you can mix it up each round. So instead, you just keep their damn Thacos and you hit a die roll. And you subtract the die roll each time from the Thaco, and that gives them the 2-hit number, and then you have them hit that number. That gives you the variable. And, you know, a lot of people prefer that because it simulates real combat. Okay? Alright. So, the Phenolite goes first. He's got to roll a 14 or better. Let's see what the hell he gets. Oh, he got a 1. Whap. He literally dropped his spear and cracked it half. Okay? Or Taz dodged it or something. You know, something happened. Alright, Taz. Smack him back, baby. He got a 3. He missed him. Yeah, fuck. So, next round. Okay, so they go for initiative again. Phenolite gets a 2. And Taz gets a 0. Taz gets to go again. He rolls a 17. He smacks the living shit out of the Phenolite. And he's using his hoopak, so he probably does a D8. And then you would just roll appropriate damage. 9 times out of 10, if it's a low-grade Phenolite, he's going to be at 5 hit. He's going to take him out with 1 whack. He just knocked him out. But there you go. Simple combat. I know, I probably don't make any sense at all. But I would have my shit together a lot easier if I had a bunch of people around a table. Like I said, you know, it's hit or miss with me. When I'm in my element. I've got somebody back here trying to make some dinner at the moment, so I can't get too damn loud. I'm going to try to switch over to a game here just to make it a little bit easier so they can finish dinner. Okay? It is a little bit aggravating, but I just deal with it as it comes. So, rather than be a pain in the ass and a nuisance, I'm just going to go ahead and take my losses, and we'll go ahead and run a game here. And end it out. No problem with that, you know. Alright, guys. Hold on just a second here. We'll be right back. There y'all are. Okay, guys. Hold on just a second here. All right. All right, guys. What we've got here. All right. When you rest, this is your basic party. When you start out, okay. Now they've already got their ACs, as you'll notice. These people are very well armored. They have to be for this game because otherwise they would be dead. Okay. All right. Yeah. That's just it. Otherwise, these people would be dead. They are very well armored. Look at what these people are wearing. Okay. This was the default characters. Okay. Let's see. Yeah, he's a Knight of the Sword. -6. He's got a Footman's Dragonlance and Salamnic Plate. Okay. So, all right. What we're going to do is we're going to rest. And see, that's if somebody's got spells and stuff, and that tells you how long it's memorized when they do that. Okay, so I'm going to rest. And you always want to do that. Now, when you hit fix, when you hit fix on that, that'll actually, anybody that's healing in the party will heal your party. Okay? And you want to do that after you've had a battle. Now, you've already talked to Lorana. You want to leave. I'm starting to get a hang of this game. I'm getting to the point where I'm actually surviving and not getting my ass kicked, but it's kind of... Now, where they're going is Cairgoth. Cairgoth in this game, it got sacked. It got burnt to the frickin' ground. Kargoth was a major port, the takeoff to Hilo, to Northern Urgoth. And I don't know exactly where the hell they're heading in this game, but they said they're heading north along the coast, so I'm guessing that's probably where they went, was Northern Urgoth. Or somewhere roundabouts, unless they went to Taladus. Taladus Spine. Yeah, I don't have the Adventures Journal open. Sometimes the battle is the luck of the fucking draw. Dragon hit me, son of a bitch, as I was moving away, fucking asshole. Well, no, it won't be doing me good because he don't have electricity. I don't think that would work, but actually, you know what? You stinking cloud. The other one's got to move him. DragonLance is deadly on dragons. Bullshit. Damn it. I kind of screwed it up. That's what pisses me off about this. It'll select the enemy instead of you. Damn it. There we go. Shit, that was good. Say DragonLance is going to be deadly. A spiritual hammer. So Nikeo, it said he gained an item. So what? You take the spiritual hammer and then you hit him? Well, I really screwed that one up. Hope somebody can raise some freaking dead, because if they ain't, we're screwed. Ellen Deer's dead. Now, what you can do is you can exit and you can turn around and go all the way back to Karagol, because you're short a party member anyway. Because you'll have to, because if you can't raise them, you'll have to recruit a new person anyway. So, once she's dead, you just have to drop them and you have to put a new character. Or you can just restart the game again and then just go back and redo it again until you get it right and you don't lose anybody. So, you can either do that, whatever. Because otherwise it's just a dead party member. Yeah, she's an elf, that's why she can't be raised. Once she's dead, she's dead. That's why. And then we're going to make a new character.
pick a silver nasty elf, koala nasty elf, half elf. Pick a half elf. Pick a cleric thief, huh? Yeah, I forgot what she was. Yeah, she was a cleric or some shit. That was the one that was missing in the party, wasn't she? Be a fighter. So this stuff that's closed off to him. Be a Hildorf cleric. There you go. You a fat mountain dwarf fighter. You ain't a fighter magic. There are no fighter magic users. So you're kind of limited here, but never hurts to have a knight. I don't think. You'd be a kinder cleric. Never hurts to have a knight. Strength 15, talent level, wisdom 12, dexterity 18. Good at dexterity. Strength's okay, I guess. It'll do. There you go. He's ready to rock and roll. Now, you begin adventuring. He's been loaded in. See? Okay. And I don't think you saved it, so it's just, and he'll only be there if you save the game with him in it. So once you do that, then you're going to have to outfit him too. Go to shop. Well, it says he's already got a longsword and some laminate plate, so he's doing pretty good already. And that's what they issued him with. Does he really need that though? No, he's got ceramic plate on. Hell no, he don't need it. No, he don't need it. He don't fucking need it. He's got ceramic plate. Oh, does he know magic? I was gonna ask that too. Nope, he don't have any spells. Okay, yeah, he's a knight, dumbass. He's a knight, you idiot. Okay. Searching just makes you avoid traps or random encounters sometimes. That's the only thing that hit and search does. Okay, yeah, we'll join you, bastards. I'm probably gonna get my ass handed to me, but what the hell? Damn it. It's gonna enter half my fucking party when I cast it, but. So you can move is almost as far move it where it can cast a spell. See, this is weird. have one on the other side. Alright, half your party's dead though, so it ain't gonna do you any good. If you're lucky, nothing will interrupt you, and you can continue, and nothing happened. Yeah. Moving on. What was I doing? Shit. Misfired that damn. You can totally screw up and hit the wrong fucking button. Okay.
contracts, I don't understand those either. I'm gonna get me something to eat here in a little bit, guys. I'm getting kind of hungry. I shall finish the game. But guys, that's all it is, really. Even when the shit's going like that, you're just gonna play for pride. I shall finish the game. Oh, that sucks. Yeah, I'm exiting the dolls. That's right, buddy. Okay, guys, I want to thank you all for tuning in. Holy shit, we've been going for 2 hours and 42 minutes. I hope you all have enjoyed yet another good DragonLance stream from me. Like I said, it's not the best in the damn world, and it would help a whole lot if I had some more people here, but I don't. And I'm sorry if me trying to explain AD&D combat mechanics is like trying to discuss astrophysics from a wino. Okay? I may not be for everybody. See, what I told you about that incense burner? Yeah, it stained. Right there. So, yeah, you got to watch burn that thing because it will. It'll actually stain your table. All right, guys. I hope you learned a little something today. I don't know if it's much, but I want to thank all of you for tuning into my streams and watching them as long as I've had them here. I realize that I may not be for everybody, but as you can see, I am a DragonLance fan, so that's got to count for something. All right, guys. But anyway, yeah, we'll just leave it like that. But anyways, guys, thank you all for tuning in. I do this purely for the love of DragonLance. It ain't about being first. Guys, if we can all enjoy just a common thing, it don't matter what our political affiliations are. We may not gel with every single person that we meet on the street. And there's some people you'd like to have a rapport with, and it's just not in the cards. Okay? Don't let that dissuade you from living your life. Okay? You're not going to be 100% with everybody. You know, opinions are like assholes. Everybody's got one. But, anyways, guys, thank you all for tuning in. And thank you all for watching my streams. Like I said, I'm going to stream as much as possible until they won't let me stream anymore. But I think it was an okay stream. I'll try to port it over to YouTube if it's worth the shit. I don't know if it made any sense at all. But anyways, thank you all. Alright, guys, this is InjunJoe. Roll on.